Now when it comes to explaining the drones, he might be on the right path. I'm not so sure about that, but it kind of makes sense. But what about the orbs? What about the birds, the interferences all over the world? How do you explain that? And being that everyone's zooming in on these objects, these orbs, it appears as if they are organic.
What is that? I'm not even sure.
Not obeying the laws of physics or gravity and all that. So she explains plasma and dark matter. And in a few minutes, I'll explain why I think this may have something to do with it.
Oh my God. Y'all, the UFOs, the drones in New Jersey are chasing these things. That the drones are not plasmoids, and I 100% agree. Genius. So what the F are plasmoids? I'll tell you. Okay, plasma is the fourth state of matter. It is in plasma balls, it is lightning, it is ionized gas that creates fluorescence when the electrons are flurrying around the nucleus and they're free. Crash course on plasma. Non-plasma, plasma, free electrons, not super tied to the nucleus. This can create fluorescence, which is in the aurora borealis, lightning, fluorescent light, neon lights. Plasma is also the sun and any star. Plasma has to do with sacred geometry, and now let's get into plasmoids. There are several theories that plasma is intelligent, including the intelligent plasma hypothesis by Dr. Massimo Teodorini, who is an astrophysicist, and of course an electronic musician, because plasma is sound. There's also a book, A New Science of Heaven by Robert Temple, which is literally about the science of plasma transforming humanity's understanding of its place in the universe. It talks about plasmoids. And then this is Dr. Massimo's book about consciousness and plasma. So basically these plasmoids have literally been studied since the 50s. There are several and physicist papers on plasma. Just Google plasma UAPs. You can also look up this and this in the Journal of Modern Physics about new studies on plasma and plasmoids.
I'm going to teach you right now the 3 steps to doing a good summoning. One is to have an open heart, an open mind, and good intention. You apply these 3 rules and I'm sure you'll get good results. What I do actually is I look in the sky for a blue patch of sky, and I pick just one spot in that sky, and I look deep into that sky with my eyes as deep as I can. So I'm going to start looking in the sky right now, and you do the same thing. And I call them at the same time I'm looking out there, project that thought, and they pick it up and they come down. We are like transmitters, and we have this ability. I don't verbally do it, I do it telepathically.
It's okay.
Did you like his spurts? You see him move like real quick and.
Holy cow, that's a great orb.
It's really glimmering in the light up there.
You're right. You sure is.
Let me see that camera, Robert. Wow, he just jumped to the side. He just jumped to the side really fast.
That's what I'm saying. He does spurts like really quick.
You still there?
Yep.
Yeah?
He's spazzing.
Where? He's gonna flash right now.
Oh, yeah, he's right there. Yeah, he flashed.
See it?
It's crazy.
It's always been pretty simple, just going out there and applying my technique and telling them to show up, and they do show up. Yes, everybody can do summon extraterrestrials if they apply this technique. It looks like a V. Isn't it shaped in a V?
Yeah.
But then it has a tail at the end of it too.
We are all capable of some psychic ability, except that we haven't really practiced being aware of these abilities.
You're right, Jonathan, just sitting there.
Where'd it go?
Oh, there's two of them.
There's two of them.
Yeah, there's one over there. See, look at Fred. There's two, Jim.
Where?
One right here to the right, about 330, 320. They're not here to harm us, as many people might say out there. So don't be afraid to spread the news and to go out there and share the news, especially. The only limitations you have are the ones that you put on yourself. So go out there and apply these techniques, and I am sure that you're going to discover a whole new world out there. You got to pay close attention to your environment around you. Also, they do send little drones, which might look like paper, foil, or something just floating in the air. I'd suggest that you take pictures of that.
What's that?
It's a ship. It's a triangle ship. Almost like a B-2 bomber type of ship. Boomerang. So I wish you luck in using these summoning techniques, and I wish you the greatest success at what your relationship with these extraterrestrials, which I call angels. Please send all your footage that you get from applying my UFO summoning techniques to my YouTube channel, which is UFO Robert Bingham. Also subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. My name's Blake Cousins. Exclusive interviews with people who have claimed that they've learned how to summon UFOs from the man himself, Robert Bingham. Now let's get to Fausto Perez first.
Hello, I'm Fausto Perez. I'm a phlebotomist. What got me into UFOs was around last year when I was a lifeguard. I had a lot of free time on my hands and I would Google UFO videos. And I found one video of a UFO sighting in Mexico City in 2005 where it was hundreds of UFOs and hundreds of people recorded it. From there I found a video of a man named Robert Bingham off of a channel called Third Phase of the Moon, thanks to Blake Cousins. And off that channel I saw the same UFOs that I saw in Mexico City. From there, in the same video, they said that he was planning to do an event in MacArthur Park, which is about 30 minutes from where I live, or 20 minutes. So I was definitely interested in going to see if this was real or legit. So I went over there, I took my telescope, a camera, and I was ready to see if it was real. And sure enough, after he showed up, called, I saw the orbs that he got to come to the park. What made me wanting to start summoning it myself was just a curiosity to see if it would actually show up when I called it. And then more so to prove to myself that it was actually something up there, because if not, it could just be somebody sending up balloons, and then doing it myself, I would prove that it was actually something up there, because I'm not setting anything up. So it makes it more reassurance for me to know what it is. What do I think they are? I think it's something positive. It's helped me out. I've learned some things from it. It actually gave me some tricks that I used to help myself, like just by praying I can just get rid of a headache or any pain from my ulcer, acid reflux, just by the single thought. Unlike before, I'd be stuck with it for minutes or hours at a time. Two-step process I usually do to get a call. First I gotta, well, this is before any of this, I guess this is a three-step process. First I focus, I have to clear my mind, concentrate, direct myself upwards, and I send a mental message first for anything that's out there, and they can hear this message to come to my location. And after you say that, you kind of got a visual and mental picture of the location you're at. Like if you could go on Google Earth and see exactly how you get to your house, you do that in your mind. After you do that, you say, show me, give me a sign that you're up there, show me yourself, and then you stare at the sky for about 5 to 10 minutes.
As we're interviewing Mr. Fausto Perez, he notices something strange in the sky.
Check it out right now. Something just came out of thin air. It's 2 orbs showing themselves. They're staying right next to each other. Staying right next to each other. Appeared out of thin air.
Fausto Perez will have his camera ready as always. The power of Robert Bingham is spreading, and now we're going to go off to Mr. Jim Martin, another man who claims he has the knowledge that he has learned from the man who summons UFOs, Robert Bingham.
This is Jim Martin. Today we are shooting our interview for the episode on UFO summoning and Robert Bingham. We're here at the wonderful Rock Park, going over some details of summoning, how I met Robert on this new Third Phase of Moon exclusive. What got me into UFOs? A number of experiences I had when I was a kid. I had a couple different missing time moments growing up. And then, honestly, I started tuning into Third Phase of Moon last year, reignited my passion. I met Robert, and the rest is history. I'm hooked. The most interesting sighting I've seen with Robert was probably during our second lesson in Alhambra. He summoned, as he usually does when we start our sessions, and not about 30 seconds later we saw a really large red craft in the sky. I managed to capture quite a bit of footage of it, and it sailed very smoothly all the way across our point of view and into the mountains. The most interesting event I've ever personally witnessed was most recently last Sunday. It was a morning like every other. I woke up, did my routine, my normal summon, and within a few minutes a couple different craft showed up. It's the first time I'd ever really captured a couple different objects at once interacting with each other.
Well, we heard from an expert, now let's talk to a witness. Christopher Bledsoe says he's not only seen UFOs, but he can summon them on command. It started when Bledsoe went on a fishing trip in 2007. He says he saw an orb that followed him home. And he still sees the orbs above his house to this day. He's become something of a psychological phenomenon. His experience is so compelling that both NASA and the CIA have studied his brain. Even the History Channel's documenting it. They filmed him IDing an orb live. Watch.
He's pointing now, so maybe he's focusing on one. That would make sense.
He has one. He's got one in the tree line. When we started seeing that intense effort, he spotted an orb in the tree line.
Let's turn it over to Christopher Bledsoe, who personally witnessed UFOs. So, Chris, the CIA is studying you, NASA's studying you, the History Channel is studying you. Tell Jesse Waters Primetime the truth. You can summon alien orbs.
Well, it's been happening for the last 15 years, and I ask them to come, and they come, and I don't know why, but they do. And I've taken 2,500 videos in the last 24 months, like you're seeing there.
How do you ask them?
I just simply say a prayer. That's all I do, and they come.
And do you
crazy as it sounds? Crazy as it sounds, that's how it happens.
Do you think there might be something wrong with you?
No, I don't think so. I think the government's trying to figure out why this is happening. They have been for quite some time.
How did it start?
Well, it started in 2007. I was down on my luck. I'd lost basically everything. After the World Trade Center disaster, I had 130 houses a year I was building. And I had 70 under construction. And Fort Bragg is where I live in that area, and they stopped buying houses. And with interest rates at 8 and 9% on construction money, then it was flying out the window so fast. I just watched it in a slow motion train wreck, and it got so that I couldn't even buy my children lunch at school after being successful for 20 years.
So you were
or
down
more.
on your luck.
Yep. And so I was on the Cape Fear River with 3 other guys and my son, and they were fishing. I just took them there. I was contemplating everything. I was just, I was thinking the worst thoughts, and I was crying out to the heavens, whoever's up there, I need help. And that's when I walked around the corner and up to the top of the hill, and these 3 big balls of fire was sitting about 300 yards away. And the next thing I know, I walked back to the fire, and it was close to 4 hours later. And there'd been a manhunt for me, and I had no clue that any more than 20 minutes had passed.
Unbelievable. All right. Well, listen, I hope these things are peaceful, because you were summoning them all over the place. And they look like they're lighting up the sky. God bless you. And just tell them I come in peace. Thank you.
There's a beautiful orb right there tonight. That ain't even zoomed. It's in the cloud, or going through the cloud. It's to the east of me. Man, is it bright. I gotta get my camera down. I had it at a weird angle. There's the power line, top of the pond. There's the orb. Thank you for that. If I had my new camera, I could really have something beautiful here. Of course, I'm thrilled to get this. It's heading east. Maybe a tiny bit northeast. That pole there is almost due east for me.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Gosh, you just light up the whole sky. Incredible.
I was like, find that
Straight up. It's super bright and it's moving down.
I
know.
Y'all noticed there was a triangle there, right? Yeah.
Oh my God.
Everybody look this way. That is one.
It's getting brighter. Thank you. Yeah. You guys are getting so dim on me. What? Thank you. And there's that little orb you popped out. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Wow. Thank you. Gosh, you just light up the whole sky. Incredible.
There you go. 2 at a time. Thank you. Thank you for this. You can see the size of this thing. It's huge. It's December the 8th, 2021. Never have I seen so much activity. This is my pond. You can hear my ducks. Thank you, Lord. I know it's hard to understand. But I get it. There's another one. It's just gone out of sight. The one that was up higher heading south. This one's still cruising on. 3 minutes later. 3.5 minutes later. Thank you, Lord. It's coming. It's getting lower. It's actually getting lower by a third of what it was. There's an airplane way back there. You can see the size of it versus the airplane. Thank you. Oh, wow.
He's the Las Vegas man who claims he can summon UFOs on command. Pretty wild. So we sent Action News reporter Mike Delastrito to get the real story. But what he found shocked everyone and could leave you wondering, are UFOs real?
And forget the short-term fixes and diets that don't work. Kathy Ray has a plan for every lifestyle to help you win the battle of the bulge.
Breaking news, solving problems. This is Channel 13 Action News, live at 11.
Well, let's take another trip back into the realm of paranormal tonight. Last night we had ghost hunters, now UFOs.
That's right, and there is a Las Vegas guy making an extraordinary claim about extraterrestrials. So we sent Action News reporter Mike Delastrito to check it out. Mike?
All right, guys, just listen up here. This guy says the Old Testament, written in Hebrew, taught him how to summon UFOs. All right, he says he can also do this on command, and he adds he's been doing it for 25 years, keeping all of it secret until now.
These beings are here. They are here. They're just sitting right up there.
We met up with Prophet Yahweh, seer of Yahweh, at Doolittle Park off Lake Mead. We picked the day, we picked the time, and we picked the location.
Everyone's going to think you're absolutely nuts. Well, I thought I was absolutely nuts.
Until he says he saw UFOs. Over the years, 1,500 of them.
Can we make it 1,501 today? What do you think? I'll try it.
He says the voice in his head told him to go public now. So we took him up on his offer, and we scanned the skies. Nothing but a few clouds. When the prophet started praying for a sighting, I wasn't exactly convinced.
I pray, oh Yahweh, that you send a sighting so that they know that I am not mentally ill. I am not a false prophet, like those who seek to kill me say I am.
I see something straight up.
Oh, brother, look at it. There it is.
You can barely see it, a white speck. Then another sighting.
There it is. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
Photojournalist Jonathan Hawkins locks in on it. Let's take a clear look here. It's an orange sphere that appeared out of nowhere. I call the boss with an unexpected change in my story.
I can see it clear as day. In fact, it's bright.
I can't believe this.
It's moving pretty fast.
It's going to Nellis Air Force Base. It wants to be seen.
We called Nellis to see what these things might be. Guess what? They didn't call us back. But this thing started coming back toward us.
It's coming toward us now, I think. What?
See, it's coming up toward us.
Whoa, man! Oh, Hallelujah.
Then, a few seconds later, it disappeared.
It's going back up in space.
Prophet Yahweh isn't concerned. He says it'll be back. And I'm still not quite sure what those things were. Now, if I didn't see this for myself, I probably would have just laughed this whole thing off. Prophet Yahweh says, though, this is just the beginning. He says we're going to see a lot more of these things starting next week. And he says one will come down low enough for all of Las Vegas to see. Mike Dell'Ostrito, Channel 13 Action News.
Interesting. You know what? If anybody knows what that was, please call Mike Dell'Ostrito and identify that object.